guys. Welcome back to another episode of Diaries of a Working Couple. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Chris.
And I think my fun fact today was about 7 Up.
You think?
I think. I had one planned and I forget what it was, but I have a fun fact about 7 Up. Do you know why it was named 7 Up?
No.
Okay, so it was named 7 Up because when it was first distributed, it was packaged in 7-ounce bottles. And the bubbles floated from the bottom upwards to the top. 7
Wow.
Up. I know. Very lackluster, but that's why it was named 7 Up.
Yeah, but who uses 7-ounce bottles? Why 7? You know?
I don't know. I don't know why 7.
Just that annoys me.
I wonder if they did it to try and be unique,
Maybe.
to like set themselves apart.
Or they could have just did like a normal amount, like
Yeah, but
8
like-
ounce, and then it could have been 8 up.
But I feel like when you have new sodas coming out, like right now, we don't have any new soda companies. We have the same companies that come out with different flavors of the same thing. Mountain Dew, for instance. Mountain Dew's got a buttload of different flavors. Same with Coca-Cola.
Yeah, but that's because the market's already so saturated. and
Exactly. So I'm wondering if when they were coming out with 7 Up, because it wasn't super saturated yet, they were trying to make it more interesting, more enticing.
What about Mr. Pibb?
I don't know anything about Mr. Pibb. I'm sorry.
I think that's like a dollar store brand. Right?
Is it a dollar store? I didn't think it was. I thought like RC Cola was.
RC Cola is definitely a dollar store brand.
Fun
and
fact, I think that's my mom's favorite cola brand is RC Cola.
I love
I
mixing,
could be wrong.
I love mixing alcohol with RC Cola.
Is that because it's a cheap mixer?
Yeah, it's cheap and it's just like a Coke. So
But
this is a coffee talk.
tis
Coffee talk round 3.
ish.
I think it is.
I really don't think it is.
Really?
Yeah. I think we've done
I don't think so. I think that we had a part 1 and a part 2. But I don't think we ever did a third.
I'm looking it up now.
Wow. We just got back from a breakfast for my grandfather who turned 94.
Yeah.
And
He
that's
turned
pretty
94.
exciting. 94 is pretty incredible. Not a lot of people get to get there. And he's still kicking. He's still moving and grooving.
Did you ever know your great grandparents?
No.
This is part 3.
Oh, wow. I was right.
Mark it down.
Yep. Put that in the Chris was right column.
Yeah, I was trying to think because I know like when I was really little, I knew my great grandmother on my mom's side, Grands. She passed when we were really little. But then Nammy on my dad's side, that's my great grandmother on my dad's side. She was 94, 95. She was in her 90s. But she passed in... See, I was a junior, so 2015?
Wow, that's incredible. I feel like somebody had to have a kid very young in that line of family, right? Because like I know that my mom had us when she was like 20. I think she had Barry when she was like 20.
I thought she was 30-something.
No?
No, I thought she was in her 30s. I thought she said she didn't want to have kids until she was in her 30s. Like, she focused on her career first.
That's right. I think she got married when she was like 25.
Because, like, I know my mom had me, I think, when she was 27.
Gosh, I know my mom's going to listen to this and she's going to be like, how do you not know this?
I feel like she said that she waited until she was in her 30s to have Barry.
But, like, you were a junior in high school or college?
College. Yeah, I was at Immaculata.
See, that's
Is
like
my
crazy because, you know, if we were to have a kid right now at 28 years old, are we 28?
Yes, dear.
Okay.
We just had this conversation
I know.
at breakfast.
I'm just making sure. Just making sure. But if we were to have a kid right now, the chances of them remembering who Momo and Pop are just, it's so slim, right? I mean, like, because...
Well, it depends on how often they're around. Like, Grands was... So, Nammy was around until I was in college. Nammy was always around. I remember going after Easter Mass with Pappy.
Yeah, but how old were you?
When Grands passed?
Yeah.
We were young. I don't know how old, but I know we were young. But I don't remember a lot about Grands.
Yeah,
but
okay,
because...
but reverse to your great-grandmother that passed when you were a junior in college. How old are you as a junior in college?
I was 21.
21.
Yeah, it was March.
So, like, if we look at...
I think it was March.
Assuming we had a kid right now, like you got pregnant right now, we would have a kid in 9 months, and then 21 years from then, it's like, so Papa just turned 94, so it would be, what? He would be 115 years old, right? He just turned 94. 94 plus 21. What does that turn out to be?
115. Yeah, you're
right.
right.
115. Okay. Wow, man. I mean, I did do a lot of math in my day.
Well,
I'm
just trying
days
to
of
think.
college. I just can't believe it takes me that long to think of that. But I'm off right now. I'm off. I'm not working. So.
Well, because I'm trying to think like. Like, I'm trying to like math it out. So Nammy would have been 70 something when I was born.
My mom
right?
is the second oldest too, so that means that like she was pretty early in the line for when Mama and Papa started having kids. So somebody in that line in your family and lineage there had a kid very young. Not super young, but probably like very early 20s.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's about 20. It would be about 20s, which isn't like super young, especially if you look at previous generations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially in the like days where women were expected to, like, they didn't go to college. They were expected to just be housemakers.
Yeah.
So
that's cool that you got to experience that.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking about it, because I was like, I know that was Nammy. That was my great-grandmother. So I just didn't know. And, like, hopefully when we have kids, like, they'll be able to get to know their great-grandparents, which would be our grandparents.
Yeah.
At least a little bit.
Yeah. I remember, like, my grandmother on my dad's side, her sister, like, passed when I was very young. So, like...
Who was that?
Shotzi. Yeah. So, like, that means that, like, at that point, she was already passing, and she was older as well.
Sorry, I didn't mean to kick the book.
So that means that, like, her parents, have probably passed for a while.
Yeah.
At that point.
But it's just, it's interesting because, like, I don't want to say, like, my family's younger per se, but it's just, like, the generations in our family are closer together.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, I just think it's interesting to kind of see how yours is, like, more spread out. And where I'm like, oh, like, I can't wait to have kids so that way they get to meet grandma and pa, and, like, I really hope they get to see grandma more often and everything, and, like, get to know her, because, I mean, I think she's a cool human being. But it's, like, interesting because, like, I feel like you don't have the same sentiment in the way of you don't think it's going to be as realistic that your kids are, or like our kids are going to be turning 10, 15 years old and still being able to hang out with their great-grandparents.
Yeah. I mean, I never really sat down and thought about it.
But
it's
kind of
sad to think about. But
it's
realistically, if you're going based off of, realistic
just like, but like, just,
life
you know what I mean? Like,
expectations. I don't think so.
and that's not something I've ever thought about because we always had Nammy. You know what I mean? Nammy was around forever. She was.
Yeah.
Like, we would, because we'd only go up to Pittsburgh like once a year.
How old was she
twice
when
a
she
year.
passed away, though?
90 something.
Yeah.
Um,
See, like my grandparents are at that
In the-
stage
yeah.
of 90s, and we don't even have a child.
yeah, that's true. But it's just, you know, I
So it
don't
seems
know.
like generally your family has kids at a younger age compared to my family.
Yeah, like I said, the generations are just, they're closer together.
Yeah.
In age. So I don't know. It was just because like I remember always going with, like, Nammy would always be at like their Christmas parties, and Nammy would always like, we'd go pick her up from the nursing home for Easter. She'd always hang out in the kitchen during Easter, and Pappy and I would have to like fold up her wheelchair and put it in the back of the car. And so I don't know. That's just always something I was like remembered, and I was always like, I don't know. It's just interesting. I've never like thought about it like
Yeah.
outside of our family, because I mean everything that we do just seems normal in my family, and you don't think about how other families like go about doing everything. Like, who was it? Anna, from
Yeah.
IU. Her parents were definitely older when they had her. So
Well,
like,
look at Cyrus, right?
yeah, it's the same kind of thing.
His mom like almost died when she had him, and she was in her 40s, I think.
and
So,
I think like Anna's parents are like, I think Bud's gonna be in his 70s soon. Like he's pretty up there too. And so it's interesting to see kind of how it all spaces out when you're like so used to like your insulated bubble
yeah.
of your own family.
All right, switching gears. We're not trying to get deep right now. We're getting deep, and this is a coffee talk. This is the morning
Ish.
ish. It is still morning to me, as somebody who wakes up super late. We went to a Flyers game.
We did. That was a
Recently.
lot of fun.
Finally, Jamie got to go to a Flyers game. I tend to get a lot of tickets through work, and me and Barry and Sydney go a lot. And finally, I had tickets for the Flyers Caps game, and the Flyers won.
It was
I
a
know
lot
Zach
of fun.
doesn't listen, but take that.
Mom does.
That's right. Take that, Mom. It was a great game, though. It was a fun, exciting one to be at.
It was a lot of fun. It was very interesting to watch.
It was good to get my dad out, too.
Yeah, it was.
That was definitely interesting. You know, the retired life. He's been doing a lot of stuff around the house. And I think this was like the first time that, like, you know, since he retired, to get out and do something that is probably atypical for like his working self, right? Because
Yeah.
it was a Wednesday night. We didn't get home until like 11 o'clock at night. So if he was working, he probably would have said no because he had work the next day. And yeah, we got to go have a few beers in the parking lot, a few beers inside the stadium.
It was a lot of fun. It was good. I had kept having to hear about how our seats weren't good.
Okay, yeah, I mean, compared to the typical free tickets, those were not up to the standard, but it was still fun.
It was still a lot of fun. It was actually funny because we were there for puck drop, and Chris is like, "Oh my gosh, I've never seen all this stuff," and I was like, "Do you guys like not come in before like puck drop?" And
Yeah.
he was like, "No."
Barry and Sydney, if you listen to this on your way to West Virginia, I think that we need to try and get there a little earlier because they have some cool stuff that happens before puck drop that you should probably see.
They do a lot of projecting like onto the ice and everything. It's very interesting. It's really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And they did some projecting onto the ice in between periods, but I usually miss that because
yeah.
I usually run to the bathroom in between periods because I've been drinking some beers. But yeah, it was cool. I was really happy every time my dad got excited about something because I don't know, it's just been like a while since I've seen him do something out of the ordinary, like going to a game like this. So like when the flames were blowing out of the big screen and he was feeling the heat, like he was so impressed that he was feeling the heat from his seat. That was pretty cool. All the projections, and he started getting. I think the first goal, we didn't really cheer that much, but by the time like the second, third, and fourth goal happened, like both arms are in the air, jumping up and screaming. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was good. It was a lot of fun. I'd never been to an NHL game before. That was my first hockey game that I've been to.
They're pretty sweet. I didn't go very often before I started getting free tickets. I used to go to like Phantoms games, which are like the minor league for our area for Philly, and as a kid, and I remember having fun at those games. But I guess like you don't realize how fun it is until you go, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll start going to games.
Yeah.
Next season and stuff. I need to get a jersey. I've been looking at all of the Chinese retailers for jerseys.
Yes, all of the cheaper sites.
Yeah, I could get a jersey shipped here for $20, so I'll probably do that.
Yeah.
Because, real jerseys, very expensive. And also, I'm not really attached to any of the players, so I don't know whose name I would get on it. But when you order from one of these websites, you can get your own name on there, like I did with my Eagles jersey.
Yeah, your own name, your own number.
I prefer that. So, like, some people might think that is lame, but the reason why I like that is because, like, look at my parents. They went and bought, NFL affiliated jerseys for Wentz and Ertz on the Eagles, and then, like, the next year, both of them are gone. So now they have jerseys for players that don't even play on the Eagles. So, to me, I like having my own name on the jersey just because then it's always relevant.
Yeah, that is true.
Because I'm a fan.
Yes, you are a fan. But it like made me think, because I know like way back when, like years and years ago, I made a bucket list of things I wanted to do.
Was NHL game on there?
It was.
Really?
Yeah.
What else is on this list?
I don't remember. I know a couple things, like I wanted to learn how to like do a certain type of braid, and I wanted to make like rainbow cupcakes, and so like it's like some of it's like stupid stuff like that. Some of it's like I want to watch fireworks from a plane, and I want to.
That's cool. I've done that. It's cool.
Or like go and like travel outside the country and like visit different places. Like I want to go see the Trevi Fountain in Italy.
Interesting.
And so it's different things like that. But I know that's on there. I know one of the things on there was to wear a Disney princess inspired dress to my wedding, like a gown.
Okay. Did that work out?
It did. It's surprising because it's not the princess I had, like, it's not like my favorite princess. But I feel like the dress that I wore is very much like a Belle.
Is Rapunzel your favorite?
Yeah.
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 Because she has long hair.
She's long hair and she gets like super like anxious about stuff, but she's also like I can take care of myself. She like tries to be independent. Like, I don't know. I just feel her on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the Disney princesses to know which one I am.
That's okay. You don't really strike me as a Disney princess.
No.
No.
But
it's okay. But yeah, mine, I thought I would end up wearing like a Rapunzel inspired wedding dress, but mine was more like Belle. But that's okay. I really liked it.
See, I don't even know because I don't know. Are you talking about the dresses that they normally wear in the movie or something?
So Belle is the one in the yellow dress.
See, like, I don't know. I don't even know. No, don't even look. I don't want you to look up a picture. It's okay. You look so sad now.
That's because usually if I at least say like, if they're like, I don't know which one's which, I can be like, oh, Cinderella, the big blue dress. I'm like, oh, okay. You don't know Cinderella?
I do. I know she has a shoe that doesn't fit, or
yes,
it does fit, or something.
Yes, that is correct.
It's a glass shoe.
It is. It's a glass slipper.
Oh, yeah, slipper. Yeah. Slipper shoe, same thing.
But they're not.
I'm trying to think of what's one thing that's on my bucket list. I don't really know. I don't really have a bucket list anymore. Like, I feel like I probably thought of one as a kid, but I don't, like, life just changes so much. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like with the off the shoulder and the fitted to the loose.
Yep, makes sense. Jamie just showed me a picture of, what's her name? Belle?
Belle.
Belle.
Belle is the one that has Chip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've never seen these movies,
Oh.
so...
Belle is the one that has the full library.
So it sounds like you're more of a Belle.
I'm like half Belle, half Rapunzel.
Is that how you start off your conversations with people? Like, instead of saying, like, I'm an Aquarius, you say, I'm half Belle, half Rapunzel.
I mean, you got to play to your audience. And if that's how they understand you, then that's how you got to lead.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I have anything on
Do
my
you
bucket
have any?
list. I don't know. I do want to go to Ireland.
You want to go to Ireland, I want to go to Spain, and I want to go to Italy.
Like, Ireland's a big thing on my list. I don't know. The only thing that pops in my head, and it's not really a bucket list item, because it's, like, to me, a bucket list is, like a very specific thing.
Interesting. Like, it's like the big things, like very extravagant, or like my bucket list is not.
Yeah, but you have rainbow cupcakes on your.
Well, that's the thing. It's things I want to learn how to do, and
But like, there's like, it's very specific, like rainbow cupcakes instead of like, bake something fun. Like that would be something that like,
well, I can always bake something fun, but that was something specific I wanted to learn how to do.
I know, and that's why I feel like it fits on a bucket list. So like one thing that popped in my head is like when we have kids, like I just can't wait to play with them like on the beach. And that's so general, right? But like I don't know, like when I was younger, I was always the kid who didn't like sitting down on a beach. Like I always wanted to like play catch or do something fun.
I'm gonna laugh
like-
when our kids just want to sit there and read.
Yeah. That would be sad. That would be sad. But like Barry used to be good at like Barry could just get in a beach chair and sleep. Like that's his thing. Where like me, it's like I just want to do something. And I still am like that today. Like, we go down to the beach. I'll sit there, but like the whole time I'm just like kind of looking around, like itching to do something, whether it's go in the water or play ladder ball or something.
Are you okay like when we sit there and watch them play ladder ball if
That's
you're
entertaining.
Like, okay.
So yeah, I'm fine with that. But yeah, so like I don't know, when I was thinking about bucket list items, that's kind of what came to my head, but then I was like, it's so general. But
like it's not though, because you want to be around to be able to do that. Like
yeah.
It's not I don't know. I think it's a good bucket list.
That would be
item.
so funny though if we have kids and then they just want to sit there and read and not do anything. But I mean,
children up to a certain age.
Or what if I get like old and lazy and tired?
Don't get old and lazy and tired. It's that simple.
Yeah.
There you go. Problem solved.
But I could see like, by the time our kids are old enough to like throw a ball in the water and stuff like that, like, I don't know, how long is that? Like 10 years from now, if we had kids right now, like when they're 10, they can go in the water by themselves and throw a ball or something. It's like, whew, boy, I'm going to be like 38 or something.
You're going to be almost 40. Holy cow.
I know. Like, oh my God, I'm getting tired already just thinking about it.
40's not that old.
I know, it's not. I mean, if it feels so old when somebody turns 40, but like
I feel like it doesn't though.
yeah, but like when my parents turned 40 and I was a
huge
kid,
thing.
like you just felt like, oh, that's so old, right? But then you start to like realize as you're getting older, like you're like, oh man, 40 is like still young, but like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're 60 and out there with a 10-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. That's one thing on my bucket list, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a good one.
Yeah.
I think it's a good one. Like on my bucket list, I also want to learn how to. I want to learn how to skateboard, snowboard, and surf.
Oh boy.
You know.
That You better start working on those now because you're not getting any younger.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
you know,
Okay. You're not
what
getting
what define what it means to skateboard. What does it mean to skateboard?
to be able to like. So for me, it's very simple. I'm not saying I want to be doing jumps and flips and crazy tricks, but like literally.
Sorry. It's just like, you know, as somebody who grew up skateboarding, it's just funny to hear you say that.
But like I literally get on a skateboard and I'm like I can't turn. I don't know like how to properly stop without just falling flat on my face or like jumping off the board.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to be more comfortable to be able to like use
You know,
it.
I have a skateboard in the garage, right?
I do.
Yeah. It was my skateboard that, you know, I used to ride at skate parks and stuff.
Yeah, but I also saw you try and teach me how to snowboard and I don't know if you'd be a good teacher for skateboarding.
Probably not. It's just something that, like, I'm not a great teacher when I'm so.
When it's second nature to you.
Yeah, it's like second
hard.
nature. Like, same thing with, like, doing stuff on a computer. You know, my mom says all the time that, like, all I do is click, 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 and I never show her. But, like, she'll ask me how to do something, and then I just go do it real quick. And then she's like, well, you got to teach me how. And I'm like, but it's so easy.
But it's not for everyone.
I know it's not. I know, but it's hard for me to teach. That's why I'm not a good teacher.
So when our kids ask you to teach them how to tie their shoes, are you going to be able to teach them?
Yeah.
Or are you just going to tie their shoes for them and be like, okay, let's go?
Depends on how big of a rush we're in. Seriously, I mean, like, you know, you gotta play the scenario, right? What if, what if we have a young child and you're pregnant with the second, with a second
I'm not
child,
talking about like,
and, like,
you're rushing me to
you're
the
like,
hospital.
I gotta go to the hospital now because I'm gonna have this baby, and then our current child is like, I need to learn how to tie my shoes, and I'm like, which one am I gonna tie your shoes for you, or am I gonna teach you right now and make you wait to go to the hospital?
I would literally throw their shoes on and not even worry. First of all, in that scenario,
I'm just
if you're
saying.
not throwing Crocs on our child.
It depends on the scenario. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I want to raise my kids to wear Crocs.
Really?
That is
Why?
because I think that it will hurt them in the long run. I grew up.
How so?
I feel like for me, I'm so lazy that I never want to tie a pair of shoes. So every pair of shoes I get, even if they're tied, like I have normal, like walking shoes or whatever for work, I leave them tied all the time, and I pretty much break the shoes so that I can slide into them and out of them.
So, growing up, my dad never let us do that. He told us we would have to untie and tie our shoes.
Exactly. I think that's a good way of doing it.
That was like the rule because he didn't want us continually breaking the backs of our shoes and then we'd have to get new shoes. He's like, no, you're going to put your shoe, like, you're going to untie your shoes. You're like, we were not allowed to slip on our shoes.
Yeah. I hate
like the fear of
shoes.
God was put into us about tying. Well, put into me and possibly Jake about tying and untying.
But you have no problem now, where like, oh, you need to put on a pair of boots. You just throw them on and tie them up, and you probably leave, and you don't even think about it. To where like I'm like, do I need to wear boots, or could I just wear these shoes that I could just slide on? Because now I got to sit down and tie them. And then, like, especially if you're working outside and you have boots on, and then you got to untie them to take them off to go into the house, and then you need to go back outside, so then you need to put them on, and then you need to tie them. Oh, man, I'm already getting stressed out just thinking about this.
Yeah, that was never a issue for us. It was like a standard. We are tying and untying our shoes. We never got Velcro lace, like those Velcro shoes. We never got those stretchy laces or anything.
I can't remember what I wore as a child, but
like even when we were like kids, we were not allowed to have the Velcro shoes because Dad didn't want us. He wanted us to learn how to tie our shoes, and
in high school,
that's how it was.
I wore exclusively like DC's, Vans, Etnies. Etnies? Yeah, it's another skateboarding brand. And And then I did have some of the high tops too, like
Like the Converse kind of, or
no, not Converses, but they're like they were pretty much skateboarding shoes, but they were taller around your ankles.
I can't picture them, but okay.
I'll
Like basketball shoes?
I
Kind
still
of?
have some at my parents' house. I think I could break them out, and I could still wear them because I'm still the same size shoe as I was back then. So maybe I'll start wearing them again.
Yeah, as long as there's not holes in the bottom.
Probably a good one-wheeling shoe, to be honest.
Probably.
And it would help, protect my ankles if I fall.
But
How do we get on shoes? Oh yeah, because
skateboarding.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So skateboarding, and you want to do what? Skateboarding, snowboarding, and what?
Surf. All the boards.
Oh boy. Yeah.
What do you mean, oh boy?
It's just like I think that they're like, even though they're all board sports, like I feel like they're all different.
They are all different. Well, they're all on different terrain.
All different and so little time. Where are we gonna go to learn to surf?
What do you mean so little time?
Where are we gonna go to learn to surf?
Assateague.
Where?
Assateague
Where's that?
in Maryland.
Oh.
It's Assateague Island. It's if you keep driving south past Ocean City. I mean, you gotta like cut around. But yeah, there's a little island. They have
Or maybe in Hawaii.
Maybe in Hawaii if we make it to Hawaii.
Yeah. Why are you saying if we make it to Hawaii? You don't know if it's gonna actually happen. Is that what you're saying? Or
Well, I'm just saying that's over a year away.
yeah, that's true.
Life could get in the way.
That is true.
But no, Assateague, and it's nice because it's shallow, but the way the waves come in, like that's where a lot of people go to surf. And like they have surf classes and everything there too. So
I'd like to surf as well.
that's where Todd goes. When Todd and Becca
Yeah.
and they all come down to the beach, they'll take a day and go to Assateague.
You better keep doing your push-ups because that's literally what it is. I mean, you're pretty much
I know.
after you paddle, you got to push yourself up.
I know.
I know.
I know. Todd tried to teach me one time, but I was too, Todd let me use his board. He's like, come on, I'll teach you. I was like, okay, sounds really good. And we got out there and he's like, just be careful because I don't want you to break the like fin off the bottom of the board. Mm-hmm. Well, because it's so shallow, I was so paranoid that I was going to like scrape the bottom that like when I finally got like going to where I could feel like gliding and it was like time to like get up on the board, like I thought it was going to be too shallow. So I was always afraid to get all the way up on the board because I didn't want to like, I didn't want to break the board. And he's like, oh, it's okay. You'll get it next time. It's like, I feel like I can do it. And then of course my one cousin goes to do it.
And gets up like first try.
She gets up like first or second try and then rides it literally all the way into the sand. All the way into the shore.
I think those fins are pretty tough.
But it was one of those things like because I was I overthought it and I was so terrified that it wasn't my board.
Yeah.
Like if I broke it, like those things are really expensive and I didn't want to do that to him. And so it stressed me out. And then my other cousins who didn't really care, she just went and did her own thing. But it's like one of those things like I feel like I could do it. If I took a weekend, I could probably learn.
I understand. That's an interesting thought because we were just talking about this recently, but like, I hate borrowing things from people that could break without like me doing something wrong. Like for example, borrowing somebody's car.
Yeah.
I just don't like doing it because if I'm going to feel so bad if I borrow somebody's car and then something like blows up or something and then like for example, that just happened to
Barry's
friend John. Took a car up the block to the store or whatever, to the junkyard, and it blew up on the way there. And it's just, that's a scary thing. But yeah, I would be the same way. Like if somebody, especially when somebody like puts that in your head, like, oh, don't do this one very specific thing because then it's going to cost a lot of money. And then you're like, oh.
Yeah, and it's extra stressful and it's hard for anyone who's like respectful of other people's things. Because I know not everyone has that same respect for other people's things.
Yeah.
And so if you are one of those people who are like, oh, well, I know they said X, Y, and Z, but this is their risk for letting me borrow it. They know it's a risk when I'm using it to do X, Y, and Z. I don't like they're aware of the risk. I'm fine to do whatever within
Yeah.
like reasonable, within reason. But then you have other people like me and probably you, and they're like, oh, like, just like be careful with this, and you're like, well, they know that that's a risk, but I'm still terrified. I don't want to give them back something broken or something wrong.
Yeah. Well, if we go surfing, we'll rent boards. That way,
Yeah,
if
I
we
was gonna
break
say
it,
if
it's
we
okay.
and like there were well, it wasn't even like rental, but like I know there's like a class that has like the foam boards that are like the cheaper, like that you learn on.
Yeah.
And so it's like I feel like I wouldn't feel as stressed about it.
We should go. We should go. Like, say if we do go to Hawaii, we should go before we go to Hawaii and try and learn beforehand, so that we could also do it out in Hawaii, but like be good at it.
We should take we this summer we should take a day and go down to Assateague.
Take a surfing lesson.
Yeah, we should go down to Assateague and take a surfing lesson.
That'd be cool.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
And then snowboarding.
snowboarding we've started. Did not go very well the first time around. I think
I think that we need to get you a teacher.
I think I need to find a place or time to do it where it's not straight ice.
Yeah.
I feel like that didn't help.
Probably not. Probably not. You saw I took a tumble too, trying like playing around on your little hill. I don't know if you can hear that, but Lava is barking in her sleep.
She's not sleeping though. That's the thing. Oh, stretchies. Oh, stretchies. But yeah, snowboarding. We started, and this season was just not a good.
Yeah. Also, we had some equipment malfunctions and stuff too. Like I think that we didn't have the right gear for you, and you handled that. Now you got some new gear, and then also, I don't agree with the guy at the mountain. I don't agree
With going goofy foot versus.
I think he's making you go regular because of some, like, it doesn't make sense to me because he said, what foot do you kick with? And then you said your right foot. And he's like, okay, well, that's supposed to be in the back, but I'm the same way. I kick with my right foot, but I put my right foot forward. And you said that in the past, anytime that you have used like a cheap snowboard where you slide your feet in and stuff,
my right foot forward.
you always have your right foot forward. So to me, that's BS. And next time we're going to have them set up the board so that you're going goofy because
Yeah.
like now you're like, if you put me on that hill, that baby hill that you were on, and make me ride switch, I'm probably going to fall over a bunch because I don't ride switch that often. I can if I need to, but you rarely have to.
Yeah.
So like that would make me fall over all over the place too. Maybe we should have you ride a skateboard outside just to get used to your right foot being forward, and then before we go snowboarding
Yeah.
next.
Because I think it's that, and then I think for surf, I think it's the opposite. Your power foot's in the back.
Yeah.
But I think when I was learning how to surf, that was more comfortable.
Are you going to try and skateboard today? It's nice out.
I don't think that'll be a today thing.
We could put my helmet, my one wheel helmet, and wrist guards on you.
I don't think that'll be a today thing. I do. I mean, it's an easy thing that I can learn.
Yeah, and it's available. I have the board here. I haven't ridden it in a little while. I should probably ride it first to make sure that it feels good. But
Make sure it's not going to break on me.
yeah, I mean, really, ideally, it would be nice for you to try longboard instead because they have bigger wheels and it like feels a lot smoother. Like riding that skateboard that I have on. Actually, our road here is pretty smooth though.
Yeah.
But like, it could get pretty rough, and like a little pebble could make the wheel lock up and you fall. But we'll put a helmet on you and some wrist guards.
I think
Protect the goods.
I think on a day where I don't have dinner plans would be probably best.
Yeah.
So that way when I do get all scraped up.
Yep. And we have something else to talk about too.
Do we?
Yes. Yeah, I know you don't know what I'm about to say,
I
but
don't.
we had a game night with Lucia and Michael
Yes.
and Sarah and Sean,
Yes, we
where
did.
we all made
We made little charcuterie boards. But like,
boards.
so I think they're called more like grazing boards because charcuterie specifically refers to the meats and the cheeses and the...
Sorry, I'm just telling you to stop playing with the cords coming out of the mic.
The meats and the cheeses and the crackers, but we did more of like grazing boards. So like we did we did 2 tot plates.
Yeah, but it was kind of like a loaded baked potato was the theme of the board.
Yeah, so it was like tots, but then we had the sour cream and the cheese and the bacon, and then we did a fruit board with a couple different dips.
Lucia did a grilled cheese board with a bunch of different types of grilled cheese
and
tomato soup.
Yep, and then Sarah did 2 or 3 different types of paninis. And then Sean made, what did he make? French onion soup.
Yeah, I just had to shout out Lucia because last time we saw her, she was talking a lot about the podcast.
She was. It's actually really funny because she said Sarah and Sean were having, I can't even say difficulty, but it was just, it's trying to do holidays now that you're married and trying to make sure all families get the attention that's deserved. And with Sarah's parents being in Jersey and Sean's family being in Pennsylvania, they kind of have a similar situation that we do, where it's like a 2-hour drive to get to one set of parents, and like how are we going to get it all like sorted out? So
yeah, we get that.
So we were talking about it for a little bit, and it was funny because Sarah was like, well, what do you guys do? And Lucia's like, oh my gosh, what they do is kind of controversial, but she's like, you'd know this if you listen to the podcast.
Yeah, one of the biggest fans, a day one supporter.
Yes. She's even commenting on our YouTube videos.
Yeah, she has the best comment so far about the loaded baked potato on the beach.
Yes, the baked potato on the beach. Life of luxury.
I mean, I still think that
I think we are going to do that this year because the more we thought about it, like even
I don't know why you say we think. Like, we're going to do it because it is a great idea.
Okay, so the reason why I say I think is because we know I'm going to be the one making the baked potatoes.
But they're going to be so good.
But you're not going to be the one who has to make them, so you're going to be like, yeah, we're going to do it. And then you're going to be like, oh, Jamie, don't forget to bring stuff for baked potatoes. Oh, Jamie, I think Wednesday you should make the baked potatoes.
Just remember that your husband is an innovator. You know, this was a genius idea, and you're going to be in on the process.
I'm going to be the one doing the whole thing.
Yeah, but, you know, it's like I'm the CEO, and, you know, I came up with the great idea, and then I was like, well, I don't have the tools to make this happen.
You do, though. You just choose not to employ them.
I will help you with the baked potatoes.
No, you won't.
I will.
That's why... The fuck was that? My phone just fell, like, I guess it fell off my...
You looked so scared there.
That's because something random, I didn't know it was my phone. I thought something random just, like, fell out of nowhere and hit my ankle. And I was like, what the fuck was that? We haunted.
Oh, my gosh.
Also, when we got home from the game night with Sarah and Lucia and Sean and Michael, we checked the mail and we had a random apple in our mailbox.
That was so creepy.
I thought we were going to be poisoned. I thought someone was trying to send a malevolent message.
It is so funny, though. I mean, like, we were talking about this apple for like a few hours that night. Like, where did this apple come from? Who put it there? What did they do to the apple? And then, like, why? Like, was our neighbor trying to be nice and like put an apple in there? Like, there were so many things going through our head. And then we forgot about it. All right, like, you know, it was weird.
Yeah.
You brought it up to a few people. Like, I think you brought it up.
I brought it up
Lucia
to Sarah and Lucia because I texted them when we got home, and I was like, also, I think someone's trying to poison us, because my first thought is the Wicked Witch from Snow White, which I know you don't get, but she poisoned Snow White with an apple. So I see an apple. That's my first thought, like a random apple that's being brought to our home.
Yeah, turns out it was my uncle. He is a mailman, and he put it in there as a joke, and it was hilarious.
It was. Now that we know it's him,
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
like
but he brought it up today at breakfast, and it was so funny because it was so random, and then it was like it finally solved the mystery.
it did. The mystery of the apple has been solved.
Yeah, and we didn't even bring it up first. It was the night of the
It was
game
the night of
night,
game night.
and he just happened to mention that he did our house that day.
He's
And
like,
then he was like, "Did you find the apple?"
yeah. He's like, oh, like no one's cars were home. Like I didn't think anyone was home. And we're like, well, we both like park in the garage, so like we could have been there. And he's like, well, did you find the apple? And I was like, aha.
Yeah.
I know what night you were there.
So on the game night, we played
Exploding
Exploding Kittens, which is always fun. That's a classic. But then we played the Jackbox games, and this is our second time playing Jackbox games
Jackbox is fun.
with a different set of people. The first time it was with Chuck and Sam. This time we played it with the whole posse,
Yes.
and it is a lot of fun. And I really hope that if Chuck and Sam come to vacation with our family, I hope they bring the Steam Deck.
That'd be so much fun.
Because I think it'll be really fun to play with your family as well.
Yeah. I wonder, because it looked like Michael and Lucia had it for the Switch. Like, can you get Jackbox for the Switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we could buy it and bring it if they don't come.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, if they don't come, because I feel like that would be something fun that, like, my dad might even get into. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's, like, no pressure with it, which is nice.
Yeah.
And the game's over in, like, 5 minutes, and then, like, nobody really cares who the winner is. It's usually just all laughs and fun.
Yeah, it's pretty low key.
But, yeah, we could buy that, too. I don't know what it costs, but...
It's something we can look into, but I think that would be fun. But that would be good for game nights in general.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was so mad because there were a couple games I wanted to bring with us that I was running behind.
Don't Wake Daddy.
Yes.
It's a classic.
We still haven't opened it.
I know. I searched through my parents' house yesterday when I was there trying to find the original box that we had, and I can't find it, which means my mom most likely got rid of it, and I just can't believe it. I can't believe it because she loved when the daddy popped up and his little hat flew off, and she would go, woo! It's just like, yeah, I really didn't think that she would ever get rid of that game. But
you never know.
Yeah, maybe it probably went to charity and went to some other little person who wanted to play with it.
They wanted to play.
Yeah.
Had to learn how to not wake daddy.
Oh, we have Exploding Kittens now?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I knew we had Zombie Kittens. I never.
Yeah, so we have Exploding Kittens, the like party pack. And then we have Zombie Kittens.
Yeah, Michael has a Exploding Kittens.
He's got like the
massive expansion pack where it has
yeah
pretty much like every card, and then you can build your own deck based off of all those cards. Which that was the most exciting game of Exploding Kittens I've ever played.
That was intense down to the end.
At the end, it was just like everything. Like we all thought the game was over, and it just kept going and going because. Like, I played what I thought was the best play when it was just me, Sarah, and Lucia left, where I put all the Exploding Kittens on the top, and I was like, haha, you guys are screwed. And then they played one card that, like, kind of countered that a little bit, and then I thought I was dead, and, like, it was between me and Sarah, I guess?
Yeah, you and Sarah.
And, like, it was just one... Like, I thought that I was going to die. Or we thought she was going to die. She drew, and it wasn't an Exploding Kitten. And there was only one other card that wasn't one in the deck.
Yeah.
And I had the draw, and I had no way of guarding or fighting against it. And, yeah. It turned out to be that one card. And I ended up winning.
Yeah, it was really intense.
It was exciting all the way down to the end. A lot of yelling.
Yes. But it was good.
Such a good time.
It was a good time.
Such good people.
Such good people. They're good people.
Yeah, Lucia, if you're listening, tell Michael that we are still down to do his D&D campaign.
And tell him he's good people.
And he is good people. I don't know if Michael listens. I don't think he does.
I don't think he does either, but that's okay. I need to get some of that s'mores whiskey.
Oh yeah,
that
that's
he
right.
was
I took a
drinking.
picture of it, and supposedly they sell it in Percy.
Yeah,
So
so I'll have to take a look.
next time I go disc golfing, maybe I'll just stop at a liquor store up there and see if I can find it.
Yeah, but that would probably be good. It smelled good.
Yeah, I'll have to get him another bottle too because he drained through that one.
I don't know if Lucia wants him to have another bottle.
It's okay.
Lucia, please write in.
Yeah. Send your suggestion on wow.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you want us to get him another bottle of that S'mores whiskey, then send an email to diariesofaworkingcouple@gmail.com.
Or you can text the hotline since you got the
Yeah,
the
you got
hotline
you got the
number.
direct line,
So-
right to the hosts.
Right to the source.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you got anything else?
Oh, I played in that disc golf tournament
Oh
on
yeah,
Saturday.
that was your first like disc golf tournament that you played in.
That was the first time I played in an organized disc golf event, and it, I think it helped me. It's going to help me get more into the organized disc golf world. I think that, I think the alcohol helped a little bit when I accepted the invite to play in the tournament because, I'm trying, like I said in our New Year's episode, I'm trying to push myself to say yes to more experiences that I would typically try and find my way out of. And I got a text from my friend saying, like last minute, saying, hey, we need one more person to play on our team in this tournament. And he sent a text in the morning saying, like, let me know if you could play. And I sat on that text all day.
All day, and then he went to a Flyers game and drank and drank and then drank some more.
I know, but I sat on that text all day. And, half in my head, I'm like, I would really like to try and play it. Half myself was scared because, like, I don't want to, like, let the team down or anything. And I sat on it all day. And then finally I had a few drinks at the game. And it gave me the confidence to say yes. And then I was locked in. So I had to go on Saturday.
Which actually, Barry and Sydney, I'm sorry for the state that you had to deal with him in on the ride home.
Yeah, there's not much I remember from that ride home. Anyway, yeah, so I showed up on Saturday morning. I played a full round of disc golf. I did not do too well. I was definitely nervous. Like first 5 holes, probably I just did terribly, and I was like probably physically shaking in front of these people. Like I don't like throwing in front of people that I don't know. And I'm just like afraid that I'm going to do poorly, which made myself do poorly. And I started to finally feel comfortable, around the midpoint to the end. But by that time, it was pretty much already over anyway. I did so poorly. But yeah, it was fun. And then I actually did really well on one of the mini games. Our team came in like 5th or something. But it was definitely fun. I think it's going to give me enough confidence to start playing in the weekly like tags events, which is just a weekly organized round. So I think that I will sign up for that maybe next weekend.
Yeah, I think that'll be good.
We'll see. I want to go, but also like going in the beginning of the year, it's like very cold.
It's very chilly.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to go. But, like, next time it's, like, nice out on a Saturday, I will probably push myself to go and have some fun.
Which you should.
But, yeah. That was pretty fun. I think I don't know if I already talked about the poker night, but I did do that as well with Jim. I think I did. I think when we recorded our New Year
possible.
episode, that was already over. Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
have any more coffee talk topics? Anything random?
I was just thinking about how all of the wine that I drink is all twist off. It's not a lot of corked bottles.
Yeah.
And I want to do something fun with the corks, but when you drink cheap wine and it's all twist off, it's hard to collect corks.
That's
that
an
way.
interesting topic. I'd like to start trying to drink red wine. I think that it goes well with like dinner, getting like a red wine, but I think it's more of an acquired taste.
It is.
Well, it's like same thing with like beer when
Yeah.
I was growing up, right? Like I started having a few beers, and I can't necessarily say that I like the taste, but then now I love beer, so I think I
It's
could do the same thing with wine.
it's definitely an acquired taste.
But I think I want to do that because, especially like going out to any type of
Nice
company
restaurant.
dinner or going out to a nice restaurant or something. I don't know. I just feel like a nice glass of red wine is a classy
It's
move.
classy.
And also, like I've been to a lot of dinners where somebody orders a bottle for the table, and I'd like to partake.
Yeah. That's fair.
So maybe next time we go to the liquor store, I'll buy a few bottles of red and we can just try it.
I think I might have a couple bottles of red.
They're
We'll have to
probably
take a
sweet
look.
red though, right?
Yeah, but you don't want to jump right into the dry. Like if you jump feet first into the dry, like yeah, it's an
Right.
acquired taste, but if you start with the sweet and get slowly drier, it's more tolerable.
Yeah, but you know how I am, right?
I
You know
know.
how I do things. So
Yes.
like when
dear.
I go to diet, I
It's
just
all or
like
nothing.
yeah, it's like I go from eating anything that I want in the day to
Eating
I'm like
nothing.
going to like 1,000 calories, and then I just hate my life for like the next few weeks until I give up.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's how I work.
Oh.
It's been working out for me so far.
Hey, whatever makes you happy.
You've been going to the gym,
I have been going to the gym.
which is good. I mean, that's like I don't know if that was part of your New Year's goals. I forget, but
My goal was to do more productive things.
Yeah.
Whether that's going to the gym, doing crafting, like doing laundry, that kind of like just being more productive with my off days. More productive with my time.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's definitely working out. I mean, you got your gym buddy.
I mean, it's
You're going to the gym
a
every once in a
whole
while.
week in, so let's not say it's working out just yet.
I would say it's working until it's not.
Yeah, I feel like a week is not for me, a week is not a good gauge. Like after Vegas will be a good gauge.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is kind of switching topics, but I'm excited to play some tennis with Jen and Mike.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
We were talking about that at breakfast. My aunt and uncle, uncle that are siblings, not
Yes.
like aunt and uncle together, but they both live in the area and they want to play some tennis. And I mentioned to Jamie in the past that thought it would be fun to play tennis at like Branchwood.
Yeah, I'm just not.
And Jamie's not a tennis fan,
I'm not a tennis person.
so now I found some people that I could possibly play some tennis with.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be fun.
I think it'll be good. And then I was gonna say, I know you and Jen have talked about running together.
I know. See, like that's one goal that I have this year, but the year's not over.
It's
know?
not. It has just begun.
Yep, I'm working on it.
So
I'm in hibernation mode right now.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll wake up when it gets a little warmer.
warmer. Okay. Sounds good.
I don't know. We'll see. Well,
I don't
What?
think I really got much else.
wow.
I'm
Wow.
sorry.
Wow. We will have a lot more for the next coffee talk.
We will.
And we'll just see where the conversation goes. That's
well,
where
you
that's the point of the coffee talk.
you didn't want to keep talking about family in the beginning. You're like, well, we're not trying to get deep here. It's coffee talk.
Yeah, it's like do you want to be woken up to some very deep talks, or do you just want to keep it light and happy and just relaxing,
Listen, I can
So.
relax and have deep conversations at the same time.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe I just didn't like where my mind was going at
That's
the time.
okay.
You
That's
know?
okay.
It's tough. It's tough thinking about getting old and family getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough thinking about turning 40.
Oh,
Oh,
I know. Yeah, that whole
Gosh.
thought. Holy crap.
I'm going to be so old.
But yeah, if you have any comments or questions or concerns, you can reach out to us at diariesofaworkingcouple@gmail.com or DM us in our Instagram at diariesofaworkingcouple. We haven't put out any content on that in a long time, but it's okay.
But it's still there. It
Yeah.
is still there.
It's still there. We're still here. we're just chilling. We're having these conversations, just enjoying the conversation.
Yeah.
Not trying to put too much work into the, we're not trying to add any more stress to our lives, but
we're living our best lives.
I enjoy these conversations with my lovely wife.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. I have a kind of a fun idea for one of the future episodes. Yeah, we've been watching a lot of these episodes of different content creators going through some stuff on Reddit, and me and Jamie like debating about things, so I think it would be fun to just have a few conversations like that. So we'll see if that comes in the future.
I think it'll be good. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you can like and subscribe if you want, and if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you can review with a 5-star review, obviously.
Only 5-star accepted.
Yep.
Any less than 5-star reviews, just email to us.
Email us what we could do better, and then I will ignore it. But yeah, let's. You got to go to dinner soon. That's fun.
Yeah.
And I might go out, play a round of disc golf, and/or ride my one wheel around, and/or fix one of my 3D printers. So
why not
we'll see.
All three?
I haven't decided. May take a nap too. Who knows?
Don't take a nap. You hate naps. You're bad after naps.
Yeah, I feel pretty groggy and nasty after a nap.
You're cranky after a nap. I'm cranky before a nap.
Yeah, but anyway, we will talk to you next time.
All right, bye guys.
See ya.